Se ríe, ay cómo se ríe.
Cheer the radio.
Qué bonita,
50 Cent.
ay qué pedacito.
When you saw you better
Get down.
Ay cómo se ríe.
Get down.
I pull out, you better
Get down.
I let off, you better
Get down.
Ay cómo se ríe.
Get down.
Ay cómo se ríe.
Get down.
when it's on, you better
Get down.
I pull out, you better
Get
It
down.
might take 7 days and 6 nights before I get right. I get comfy, then I lean on them, put that beam on them. You probably heard Mace tried to join the team. His pup was too busy selling pimple cream. Perfume next to sell Maybelline. Or dance next to Jock to try and get high. This is the quiet before the storm, the warning before it's on. 50 back on that shit, 50 finna the flip.
They don't do it like this, concentrate on the wrist. I got see-through rocks on a chrono Swiss. I got rich real quick, now I'm sipping on Chris. It's T-O-N-Y, June is the click with the ratchet clip. That's the hammer on the pound, so you better get down on the grade. And now I'm on the run, cause I ain't doing time for no damn murder one day.
Get down. Get down.
I pull out, you better
Get down.
I let off, you better
Get down. Get down. Tell Robinson. Down.
when it's on, you better
Get down.
I pull out, you better
Get down.
When I roll through the
I like the
hood,
thing that
man,
Roy
it's all
Calzaghe
good.
did.
These hoes get down when I show them my word. Niggas get down, cause they know when they
Yeah, if he had had McGlue with Max GXL, hey, Roy would have been fierce out there. He'd been on his toes, boxing, and man probably couldn't even touch him.
Man,
Because
he
this
did
stuff
get a
would put
good
him
fight.
back in his 20s.
It gave him a great fight, though.
Great fight,
You know.
but actually he just didn't have the energy. That's all it was. The style, technique, and everything was there, just didn't have the energy. You see, so glutathione gives you those great recuperative powers, give you energy. Max GXL will make you exhale.
Talk to Roy about this yet? Have you hit up Roy?
When I get his number, I'm gonna call him, hit him up about it, let him know about it, man. It's great stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when you're watching that fight and you're seeing the, I don't want to be too harsh about it, but the cornermen just didn't seem to be up to par what was happening with Roy with that eye cut. You ever
That
been in
doctor,
situation?
he was a doctor, and he could not stop the bleeding, man. I couldn't believe that. Everybody noticed that.
Right.
I'm like, what is this? He couldn't stop the bleeding, you know. Some people use Abertine, and he was using the adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
And adrenaline just don't stop cuts. Unless he hit one of the nerves right there, you know.
Uh-huh.
But adrenaline just don't stop cuts, and the doc should know should stop the bleeding, you know. Should have had some Abertine or something.
You know,
In some places, I guess some states I heard won't let you use Abertine, but shit, man, you gotta use what's gonna stop the bleeding so you can finish the fight.
well, I mean, then this is the Madison Square Garden. I mean, they have to use the proper tools to protect their fighters, right? I mean,
Right. And
so there
then-
shouldn't be no excuse for that doctor to have failed Roy in that bout. I'm not taking anything away from
That's
Joe
just
Calzaghe,
right.
You know, but I mean, Joe fought
He
a
fought a
great
good
fight.
fight. Yeah, fought
You
a
know,
good fight.
where does that leave him in your eyes as a pound for pound fighter in history?
Roy is still one of the greatest pound for pound fighters in history. He's older too now, but like I said before, with this glutathione, Max GXL, he would have excelled in that fight way better than what he did. I mean,
Right.
in terms of energy and stuff like that. And as long as you have energy, we gotta remember, you gotta have a full tank in there, because when you run out of gas, you can't fill up nowhere else.
No,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So you gotta have that full tank in there, and glutathione would have gave him that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But about Cal, come on, we can't take that away. What do you think about him for pound? You think
Who's
that Calzaghe, you know?
Well, he's fought the guys. He beat the guys. The judges gave it to him and things like that. And I ain't gonna take nothing from him because he beat these guys. So you got to consider him pound for pound one of the best out there.
Absolutely, and probably one of the best out of the UK ever.
Yeah, I guess so. You got to say that because he's beat everybody. He's still undefeated.
Right. You know,
so that
and,
speaks for itself.
you did kind of mention a little bit about Chad Dawson. What do you think
Yeah.
about Chad Dawson facing Joe Calzaghe? You think that'd be a good move?
Yeah,
for
he's
Joe?
young enough and he's long enough. I think he'll beat Calzaghe.
But money-wise, I don't think Joe would kind of look at it. I think he would kind of be like, well, what am I going to get out of that, really?
Well, it's beyond getting money out of it when you get to that level. It's about who's the best then, because he's got money, Calzaghe got money, so who's the best?
That's true. That is true.
You
But I
know?
think Joe would lose more if he was to face him if he did lose it.
He would lose.
Because this is a younger. I mean, Joe's up there. He's 37 years old,
Yeah, so
And
he would lose.
you think he would lose that match?
He would lose. This
I
man
can-
hits hard, he's fast, he got movement with his feet, and he's got straight punches, man, like Thomas Hearns, starchy.
Right. I gotta say right now, I can hear all my UK subscribers right now going, "That yank." I still say Joe ain't gonna face Chad Dawson. I think it's a bad business move for him. If anything,
yeah.
I would see him going after Bernard Hopkins
Right.
or even Winky Wright. I think Winky Wright would be a much more safer fight for him.
Yeah.
And facing, just like you said about Shane, facing a Paul Williams,
Right.
It wouldn't make no sense for Joe to go after this young, fresh, hungry.
Now, if I was training and managing him, I wouldn't go after Chad Dawson either.
Right.
So if I was Calzaghe's manager, training,
Say forget it.
I'd say forget it.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I agree.
But I'm not, I'm neutral. And I'm from the U.S., Ukraine. I love you guys too. So don't hate on me. I'm just being a boxer and analyst right here.
Exactly, and it's all our opinions. That's just
Right.
it, It's nothing solid. It's just our opinion about the whole situation of the state of the game. And
Right.
that's what really makes this show great, is that we're able to give our opinions. Obviously, you're going to give your opinion, and that's what makes it great too. You're allowed to kind of, say back and hopefully
film
respectable.
that I've seen, and pretty sure a lot of
Back
fight
to
fans
what
have
we're
seen of
talking
Shane having the opportunity and how it really. I'm wondering how it came about with him getting to spar with Julio Cesar Chavez.
I'm not sure who put that together. I think, if I remember correctly, it was a guy by the name of Fred Riley. He had a son named Pepe Riley. And Pepe, Oscar, and Shane all going to the Olympics in different weight classes. But this particular day, I think it was Cinco de Mayo. I'm not sure where it was. I think it was Huntington Park somewhere, a restaurant above the gym above the restaurant. And he was there, and we all got there. And, it was set up ahead of time.
Uh-huh.
I think Fred Riley set it up. And so Oscar sparred with him first, then Pepe, and then Shane. Of course, out of the three, Shane, I think, did the best. Oscar did good too, but he got knocked down with a right hand.
Yes, he
And he just totally beat up on Pepe, because Pepe was heavier than Oscar and Shane. So he put more pressure on Pepe. But I think out of the three, Shane was busier and was kind of slick, because he couldn't really hit him.
What did Julio have to say about Shane after that?
They called Shane a little Melchick Taylor. Too fast and too much movement and everything.
Now, is there any other fight? I mean, he sparred with Janelle Hernandez. And
Zach Padilla, Janelle Hernandez, and sometimes spar with both of these guys in the same day.
Wow.
We spar with Zach and then go over to Janelle Hernandez's gym and spar with him, and that would get Shane ready for his fights.
Now, I'm pretty sure there's another legendary fighter out there that a lot of people don't even know that.
Azumah Nelson, he sparred with him. Boy, they thought the crowd went crazy. It was at 108th and Broadway. I think Carl King was there. He remembers that, and there was a parking lot only inside the building. It was nothing but elbow room, and it was quiet. So Shane did a real great job with Azumah Nelson. Azumah Nelson said that Shane would be a champion one day after that sparring session, because he couldn't even hit Shane. That's how good he was.
That's what the professor himself saying that. At
That's
that
right.
time.
He said this guy is a champion.
How old did Shane start getting into boxing?
He was like 8 years old.
And when did you know? When did you really know that, I got something special here?
Well, he's beating up everybody in the gym. After a month or two in the gym, beating guys up that have been in there for 3 or 4 years before him.
What advice do you have for some guys like myself? My son fights, and there's a lot of guys out there that have sons that are getting into the sport. What real good advice do you have to them about getting them into the sport and warning them about the sport?
Well, first of all, it's up to them if they want to do it. It should be up to them. Because if they love it with a passion, love the boxing sport with passion, then they'll be great at it or good at it, I wouldn't force the child into boxing. Let them do whatever they need to do, whatever sport they need to choose. If they're introduced to boxing, they like it, and they want to pursue it, then that's cool. You support it. And if they want to play some basketball one season, let them play basketball. I mean, just let them have fun. And let them have their childhood years, you know, so they don't have to reach back and try to grab that later on in life. So let them have their childhood years, you know, they play basketball, baseball, boxing, whatever they need to do. Shane always liked boxing and baseball and track. So that all went hand in hand. And he still plays basketball today. And he snowboards and things like that. But he likes his boxing and his basketball.
Just let them be an all-around athlete.
Well, yeah, let them grow, you know, and have fun in life, you know. And with the boxing too, while they're growing up at 8 years old, 9 years old, some parents are really strict to make the kids try to be the best they can be. They're only 8, 9 years old. Just teach them the technique, and it'll take care of itself. Because, you know, you don't have to
You
really
think that's
be
why
hard. Make it fun for the kids.
You think that's one of